In this video, I'm going to be going over 5 good habits that you can use to win more games while solo queuing. I'm also going to be going over 4 bad habits that are probably holding you back. I've solo queued to champ multiple times, and these are the most important things that I've learned along the way. This first good habit is so strong that it was an official team rule for the greatest R6 team of all time, and it's called the 3-second rule. The 3-second rule is basically the idea that you should never be more than 3 seconds away from a teammate so you can both be tradable. The reason this is so good for solo queuing is that it's a way to force cooperation from randoms without them talking to you. If you die, they'll at least have the opportunity to trade you, and if they die, you don't need to depend on them for a call out. This first bad habit that people develop while trying to rank up while solo queuing is becoming overly focused on building your mechanics and getting kills. A big part of why I made this video is that I saw a lot of other creators saying the only way you're going to rank up while solo queuing is to hard carry or not queue at all, and I honestly could not disagree more. I'm not saying building your mechanics isn't useful, but a lot of the time being great at R6 isn't about being on top of the leaderboard. It's about being as valuable of a teammate as you can possibly be. A lot of the time, that actually means setting other people up for kills instead of going for them yourself. I'm not against aim trainers or using the firing range, but by just queuing up for ranked, you're going to build skills that only get used in game, like decision making, positioning, and timing. You also are going to get exposed to a lot of new ideas, both from your team and the enemy. This next good habit is to be original. There are 77 operators in Siege, and that means there are billions of combinations of lineups that can be played in any round. The first example of that is using Thatcher's EMP to help your teammates rush. That might sound obvious, but it almost never gets used to its full potential until you get into a higher rank. If you're standing on the rooftop of Cafe and the enemy is playing Bakery, you can clear out all the utility below for your teammates by shooting down through the ceiling. This is a really effective way to help your team get into the building. This next tip is great if you have a team who insists on rushing every round, and that's using Sledge's hammer to hot breach. It doesn't make any extra sound compared to him breaking a window normally, and if you pair it with his shotgun, it is an extremely strong way to surprise the enemy team. This next set of plays is usable in a ton of situations, and that's using IQ's scanner for more than utility clearing. If you've been getting beat by a really good vigil roam all game, you can use her scanner to see when his ability is activated through walls. If you're having a hard time holding sight post-plant, you can use her scanner to see when defenders are disabling the diffuser through walls. This next bad habit can be hard to fix at first, but once you do, it's totally worth it. And that's always playing like the other team is solo queuing. It can be hard to tell if the other team is stacked at first, but if they're droning each other in and taking a room like the Avengers in this clip, they're probably communicating. When this happens, you should try playing more conservatively and basically just be more cautious about going for one-off plays. On the other hand, if you notice that they aren't playing together at all, you should try being more aggressive or even just play in a hard-to-clear spot like this Thorn. When teams aren't properly communicating, you can win a lot of rounds just by creating chaos. This next good habit is really straightforward, and it's waiting until the last second to pick your operator. You need to wait until the last second so you can pick your operator based on who they aren't playing. The secret to winning while solo queuing is playing the roles nobody else wants to. That might mean holding flank while your entire team works together to get the wall, or it might just mean playing hard breach. You also might end up with a stack of support mains where every round is getting down to the last 10 seconds because nobody is willing to take a fight. If you see that happening, you should definitely try just taking whoever you get the most kills with, regardless of who your teammates are playing. This next bad habit is the one that bothers me the most personally, and it's infected the entire Siege scene, including content creators and pros. And that's always being negative. Having frustrations and venting them is totally valid, but doing it in-game to your randoms is usually just a bad idea. Hear me out. When we look at our own mistakes, we use our intentions to justify bad outcomes. But when we look at other people's mistakes, we don't even consider their intentions. But we still compare the two like we're somehow being fair. I know it can be frustrating when the same person is dying early every round, but you can also go with them or throw a drone across the map to wherever they're rushing in. You should stop wasting your energy on being negative when you could spend it trying to win the game. This next good habit is one of my personal favorites, but it's also the one that people tend to be most resistant to, And that habit is always going along with your teammate's bad idea. Now, I don't mean literally always. Like, if they're going to run in the front door as Thermite with the diffuser, you should stop them. But if they have an idea even slightly better than that, doing your teammate's bad idea as a group is usually better than doing your good idea alone. They might not be talking to you because for whatever reason, tons of people refuse to use their microphones until they're tilted. But you can usually tell what someone's going to do by who they're playing and where they're spawning. By going along with whatever their plan is, you're forcing your teammates to play as a group. We both know if you made it this far that my future content like this video is something you're going to want to see. Like and subscribe to keep my videos in your feed. This next bad habit that loses a ton of games is not talking just because your teammates aren't. It's really easy to just stay on mute when nobody else in the lobby is talking.
One more, inside.
But you should always be trying to be a better teammate than your randoms are.
One on the A door.
Like, if this guy had just decided at the start of the game not to make any calls, I probably wouldn't have clutched this round.
Hall, in hall.
The next good habit is not only the single best way to rank up in Siege, it's the best way to rank up in any game. And that's watching back your matches after they're done. Odd reviews and demo reviews are a staple of the Valorant and Counter-Strike community, but for some reason, Siege players only use the replay feature to see if somebody was cheating. It is probably the best feature Ubisoft has ever put in the game for people trying to get better. It gives you the ability to see little things, like if there was a camera that you missed, but it also gives you the ability to see decisions you should have made and what opportunities you missed.